like you alluded to before about, there's several policing institutions that are now caught up in this through paperwork that you can show factually were, well, I'll let you sort of discuss this, but the samples with the police and the Home Office.
Yes, the samples from 2004 to 2018, there are three traceable events where where GW were given samples from the Home Office. Now, I don't know how many batches there were, only that there was 500 samples per batch. And I also know that when they were first recorded between 2004 and 2005, their intent, or their outward intent, was to test for CBD content in street weed. Now, I find that quite interesting because around 2004 is also the time where GW start taking CBD seriously. Certainly, if you have a little look at Reading's timeline, 10-year timeline of their Reading University, that is, of their relationship with GW, and their relationship revolved around CBD R&D. You can see that, basically, slightly distracted. There's a lot of things going on. So they didn't take the samples themselves. That was a Dr. Potter. And he was tied to University College London. So, yeah, why would they be exploring CBD in that context? There's also another aspect that suggests that not only were they doing that, they were creating a database of strains and their medicinal potential. Now, I find it quite interesting because recently we've had Victoria Aikens named as the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. Mm-hmm. Now, on the very day that happened, I noticed that the Home Office's opinion on the Home Affairs Committee's review on recreational drug use had come out. And considering the title of that document, I find it strange that in there it said that NICE had been instructing clinicians to stop prescribing unlicensed cannabis for medicinal uses versus chronic pain because R&D funding had been made available for CBD versus chronic pain. And that's a bit bizarre, isn't it? But I am slightly getting ahead of myself on these samples. Like, there's something that really kind of plays on my head, right? And that's 148 patents from GW, right? Now, we're talking samples from seizures and arrests, right? They're not going to all be recreational smokers. There are going to be those who are actually taking it for medicinal relief.
Well, how are they defining that when they're capturing the sample, though? Sorry,
I don't know, but the thing that gets me there is that I find that there's a high probability that someone in the UK could find out that their sample that they were arrested for medicinal use was used to stabilize a patent application for a cannabinoid compound and mixture that is effective towards that condition. And what will happen, as I believe that's been seen with Victoria Aikens, is that basically as soon as enough evidence has been seen to show a strain is effective against condition this, that, and the other, right, there's going to become R&D funding available for it. And of course, if you want that R&D funding, you need to be in select crowds, certain licenses and the likes of. And we're talking, extreme and hardcore knowledge in cannabinoid-based preparations. That's kind of leaving the door open for one company, I think. Sorry, I thought I saw my tinfoil hat on for a second.
Yeah, I mean, if we were sat here 5 years ago, 10 years ago having this conversation, it would be a hell of a lot more conspiratorial. But there is, I don't believe there is any such thing as a coincidence. I think everything is just yet to be understood, the links and the connections between. And I think when you can zoom out on a long enough sort of timeline, a picture on this. Sorry, zoom out to get a longer picture and a timeline on this. As you say, it's every event correlates in such a way that the fifth event can't have happened without the fourth, the third, the second, the first. It's these are not just random events linked; they are entirely succinct and linear, and they require the previous interaction, and therefore, that to me speaks of design, intention. And like I said before, I don't think you're going to find like a smoking gun of a document that says, GW's plan to take over the world. But the kind of individuals involved, the ones that you were alluding to sort of before, they're so institutionally inculcated by this. It is within every sinew and fiber of their being to dominate industry, air quotes, to be captains of industry and the good capitalists. So fucking people over and allowing people to die for billions in profit is just a normal daily thing. So it's not as if there's like a malice to it. It's just capitalists capitalizing under a system. And then they've got, again, maybe this is something you speak to, there seems to be then this kind of government protection. I don't mean the government as in the people that come and go every 4 or 5 years. I mean the institutions that run this. There seems to be these long-held connections between certain sectors.